Hi, we're here with Tom again in Angel Stories, and he's telling me that angels are actually funny, some of them. So he had one experience with an angel in a car.
Yeah, it's really remarkable. One of the neatest things about my dialogue with angels is that they're unique individuals with different personalities, and just like you and I, and it's remarkable, and they have a sense of humor. If anything, they're lighter than we are. Well, anyway, I was one of the earlier parts when I started seeing angels. A buddy of mine I used to drive around with, and we were driving. It was with him and his two sons in the car. So I guess there were four of us total. And he has a small car. He's a big guy, so there wasn't much room in the car anyway. So we're driving along, and then it's funny. I could see the angels, and at this point, we used to drive along a lot. They had released their names, and actually, my buddy's. I've just gotten permission to release his name. His name was Heraclitus.
Oh.
And that's actually one of the first Greek names, and they call him Airy for short because it's a mouthful. So because it's funny, the angels don't always release their names. A lot of times I get the feeling they only release it. Like I'll talk to someone, and usually I don't get them to release their names right away because a lot of people, oh, I have an angel, what's his name? And they usually don't release it because names have power, and they want the person to be serious before they actually release it. So anyway, I had spent some time with my buddy driving around, and then we they had released their names in that trip. And Heraclitus was really a clown, and he actually even got referred to as a clown by one of my angels at different times. I spent time with a buddy, and he's always cracking jokes. So we're driving along in the car. It's a tiny little car anyway. He's a big guy. So we're driving along, and I'm thinking to myself, I looked around, and there's four guys in the car, and there's four angels. And I'm thinking, where the heck do the angels sit? I mean, I know that angels don't have to deal with like a physical presence, but still, it's crowded. Four guys in something like a Ford Escort or something, a little tiny little car. So we're driving along, and I'm thinking to myself, I wonder where you guys are. And I said, Ari, I said, it's getting kind of crowded back there. And he said, yeah. I got my head outside the roof here, out the window or something, and there's bugs in my teeth.
Oh my
the teeth. And it was funny. The guy was kind of crass, but it was hilarious, And so we're driving along more, and he says, look, you guys, if anybody farts here, I'm going to strike the car with lightning. The funny thing is that, he was cracking jokes the whole time.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, every 10 minutes he'd crack a joke. And it was amazing to see him do that. I mean,
how are the other angels reacting to this?
I actually didn't get a lot from them at that point. I mean, I got mostly from Ari. He was cracking jokes. I got the feeling they thought it was humorous too.
Yeah.
Because they have personalities, and I can tell that they dislike anything else. Some are more serious, some are more scholarly, some are more affectionate. They're just like people, and we're like, so it was really remarkable. And what else? Another story. Let me think. My friend used to be a race car driver. So, according to him, he did a lot of wild and crazy stuff, and he says he was amazed that the angel must have had to work overtime. And he'd ask us, was Ari around when I did all this life-threatening things? Was it dangerous or something? Let me think now. Something like that. I remember Ari saying something to the effect that he's talking about dangerous. He said, I had to apply for hazard pay. Funniest thing is, there's this guy friend, like you said, what else? I'm trying to remember what happened. Some of the funny things he would say.
Oh, that's so funny. I mean, the few accidents we do have, imagine if we didn't have the angels watching us.
Yeah, I think so. I get the feeling that they save our bacon on a lot of times. That you'd be surprised that there would be a lot more trauma going on, especially some people. Some people just tend to be really crazy when it comes to stuff like that. Yeah. And these poor angels probably have to you probably do have to get hazard pay for that. Try to keep us alive.
That's good. That's good. Well, thanks for the funny angel story.